Good day, everyone. Welcome to 1L, 1R Mathematics. This is Mr. Ramisa. Today we'll be looking at multiplication of integers and we'll be dealing with positive groups only. Now, we are in COVID times, we online because of COVID and everyone trying the best, to fight this thing. And what I heard is that oranges contain vitamin C. And people say that might be good for COVID. Look what they say about it. They say that oranges contain vitamin C, which can protect you from COVID-19. So I went to the market to try to buy some oranges. All right. I made a little video. So here, you all could take it in. Right, so what you all think about that? You all know that lady from the market? I wonder. Alright, so I went to the market to buy some oranges. That's what we see there, right? And the person was selling the oranges in bags of 7. So each bag had 7 oranges, right? I bought 2 bags. I wonder if you all could help me out here. Each bag had 7 oranges. I bought 2 bags. How many oranges did I get altogether? Think about it. So how many oranges did I buy? 1 bag. So that's 1 bag of the 7. I bought 2 bags. 2 bags of 7 oranges. Did anyone think about it as 2 times 7? Or did some people think about it as 2 groups of 7, meaning 7 plus 7? Either way, I think you all would have gotten 14 oranges. So I got 14 oranges, right? So feeling healthy, we're fighting the COVID, right? So the main idea is that multiplication can be viewed as collecting equal groups of an object. And that's what we'll be exploring today. Multiplication using groups. And our topic is integer multiplication for positive groups. So today you will identify the method used for integer multiplication for positive groups. Solve problems involving integer multiplication for positive groups. Appreciate the real-life application for this topic. All right, so let's get to it. So we'll start with a simple example. Positive 2 multiplied by positive 3. What's the answer? Better yet, what are some methods we can use to solve this question? We think about it as adding plus 2 groups, right? Because we started with plus 2 up here. So we add in 2 groups of positive 3. This is what I mean by that. So this is one group of positive 3. This is the second group of positive 3. So I have 2 groups of positive 3. So how much do I have altogether? Plus 6 or just 6. Because remember, with positive numbers, it's accepted to leave out the positive sign, right? So plus 6 is equal to just 6. All right, what you all think about that? Is 2 times 3 6? Yes, and now we have a method using groups that we can help solve this questions of this type, right? Of course, positive 2 times positive 3 is plus 6. So what we see happening here is that we have 2 positive numbers multiplying together, and our answer is also positive. So it could be that when the number signs are the same, you will get a positive. And we'll explore that later on also, right? So generally, the normal working would look like this. 2 times 3, so you multiply your numbers first, you get 6. Positive times a positive, so you multiply your signs first. And of course, the signs are the same, so we end up with a positive. So then our answer down here now would be, when we put it both together, the 6 and the positive, so our answer is positive 6. What do you all think about that? All right, let's look at a second example. All right. So we see that we multiply the numbers, we multiply the signs, and we put them together for our answer. All right, hopefully that's a little clearer to you all now. So on to the second example now. Okay, so again, we're starting with positive 2 multiplied by negative 3. Not quite the same. What does this mean? We're looking at two groups of negative 3. So we have one group of negative 3 there, and a second group of negative 3. So how many do we have together, all together now? So what's the total there? How many negatives do we have? In total, we have negative 6 negatives. So our answer now would be that plus 2 by negative 3 is negative 6. So what we're seeing happening here is that the number signs were different, plus and minus, and we end up with a negative. So when the number signs are different, you will get a negative. So our working could look like what we have on the left there now. Multiply the numbers, multiply the signs, and the signs are different, so we get a negative, and then put them together for your answer. So we see it's not that bad. We used that example 1 was really easy, but this exact same method works for example 2. So we look at one more example. This one is a real life application. So let's take in this. The bar graph shows the number of taxis a company has in service. All right, so I have a bar graph down here, taxis in service. We have number of taxis on the vertical axis. We have years on the horizontal axis. And we see the bars, what you all seen happening to the bars. Which year 0 have the tallest bar, right? And then year 4 have the shortest bar. What happened in between them? You should be seeing that it's getting smaller and smaller. It's decreasing, right? So they told me this. They said the number of taxis decreases by the same amount each year for 4 years. So each one of these bars in the graph represents the number of taxis. And each year the number of taxis is reducing. It's decreasing. All right? And we need to find the total change in the number of taxis. So this is a real life application problem here. Let's look at the solution. So every year the number of taxis is decreasing by 50. How do we know this? Because they told us that the number of taxis decreases by the same amount each year for 4 years. And on the graph we actually see that for the first, between year 0 and 1, they wrote 50 fewer taxis. So if between year 0 and year 1 it decreased by negative 50, so it decreased. So decrease means negative. Okay, so after year 0 it's going down by negative 50, and each year would be the same decrease. So after year 1 will be another negative 50. After year 2 will be, you take away another 50. After year 3 another negative 50. Well, after year 3 we reach year 4, and that's the end, right? So we stop at the start of year 4. What is the total change in the number of taxis after 4 years? So that's basically what they're asking me here. So they said find the total change in number of taxis. We need to understand that it's for 4 years. So what is the total change in number of taxis after 4 years? All right, answer. Pause the video if you're still working it out. Okay, let's look at it. We have 4 groups of negative 50. All right, I'm seeing that up here from 0 to 3. 4 groups of negative 50. What do we remember about groups? Yeah, it means multiply. So 4 groups of negative 50 would be 4 times negative 50, which will be plus 4 because 4 is positive, times negative 50. So multiply the numbers. 4 times 50 is 200. Multiply the signs, plus by minus. Different signs give us a negative. And then put them back together to get our answer. Not too bad. Good job, everyone. So let us review this topic now. So I have 2 questions here. And I want you all to try these 2 questions in your book. Use any one of the methods we looked at today. You can use the method where you draw the groups and count them. Or you can use the normal calculation method. All right, but either way, I want to see you working. All right, you need to try to show some working. All right, so try them in your notebook. Pause the video while you're trying it. All right, let's look at the solution now. So the work solutions for number 1 and number 2. So we see we have the method with drawing the diagrams. And then at the bottom, we have the method with the calculations. Multiply the numbers first, then multiply the signs and put it back together. Both methods give the same answers. We see that. So number 1, we have 8 as our answer, positive 8 plus 2 by plus 4 is positive 8. And number 2 plus 3 by negative 5 is negative 15. Great job, everyone. Now we're going to look at a video which reviews this topic. All right, so enjoy.
So in our problem, 3 times 2, we're going to use counters to represent our sets that we have here. We're going to read it as 3 groups of 2. So I'm going to create 3 different groups, and inside each group I'm going to be putting a positive 2, which means I'll put 2 yellow counters. So I'll do that for each of my groups, and then I'll count up what I have. These are all yellow, and I have 6, so my answer is positive 6. Let's look at the same problem on a number line. We're going to look first at this number. Now, remember in this part of the problem with the counters, that told us how many were in each group. On this one, it's going to tell me how far to travel and what direction. So I'm going to be traveling 2 to the right, and this number tells me how many times to repeat that. So I'm going to repeat that 3 times. And then where I land is going to be my answer. So 6 is my answer here. On this problem, I have 2 groups of negative 3. So I'm going to create 2 groups, and in each group I'm going to put 3 red tiles. And then I will count up what I have, and that'll be my answer. So I have 6 total counter chips here, and they are all red, so that means I have negative 6. On the number line, this problem is telling me that I'm going to be going 3 to the left, and I'm going to repeat that twice. So I'm just going to do it one more time. And then my answer is where I landed at, which is negative 6.
All right, so we're at the end of our lesson. So let's just recap the main points. This is our closure. So we have our laws that we need to realize that if we have the same signs, positive by a positive, we get a positive. Down at the bottom here, we have the same signs again. Negative by a negative gives us a positive. All right, so we look back at next class, we look at some more with the negatives, right? But keep in mind that once the signs are the same, you're going to end up with a positive. And in the middle here, we have where the signs are different. And keep in mind that even if next class we look at where the negative is in front, right? And we see that either way, once the signs are different, we're going to end up with a negative sign. So in closure, when you multiply negative numbers for positive groups, which we looked at today, next class we look at for negative groups. 1, we can view multiplication in terms of adding groups. So for positive groups, we are adding in groups. And if the signs of the number are the same, we're going to end up with a positive number. If the signs of the number are different, the result will be a negative number. All right, so that's it for our lesson. Let's see what else we have before we close. Oh, so this concludes our lesson for today. Thank you for your participation. I have one final evaluation. So this final evaluation is a little exercise I want you all to do. So if we were in the classroom sitting down together, before you leave the classroom, you would have to complete this exercise and submit it to me for me to mark it. So you write it on a piece of paper and submit it. But of course, we are online. So what you all will do is try this exercise, the final evaluation. Make sure you have your name, your date, and your class. Copy it in your maths book. And then you will email me a copy of it for me to mark it, for me to help understand if you all follow the lesson properly and that if you all need help in any other areas here. All right, so that's your final evaluation. Make sure you try this and you email me a copy of it. I have some extra homework questions. You don't have to send me these, but this is just for extra practice. And some oranges. Keep eating those oranges. Okay, everyone? Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.